Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Young Minds Unplugged.
Yes, I definitely. I feel that whatever media I've seen and whatever I've received from the content and everything on YouTube, it's mostly American based, and over there, and most of the movies, the Hollywood movies, I'm more into Hollywood. So whatever I've seen is that all the teenagers there, they have a part-time job because they want to pay for their college fees, and it's not only in Western as in like in American, but it's also in Japanese culture. The kids, when they after their high school, they take up a part-time job at a convenience store or at any other any kind of convenience store, as like a they take up courses for swimming, and they learn CPR, and basically are they a lifeguard at a local pool. So that earns them, so that's during the summer time. But that gives them, I feel that having this kind of part-time job, or like early on in your in the life, and having a financial sense, not does not be make you aware of the financial aspect of it, but also makes you more of, like, it gives you more individuality. So as you grow up, you become more responsible overall, because money actually defines everything as you grow up.
Now, that's a very interesting point that you have said, that money
Yeah.
defines everything. Yes, absolutely, it is a very important part and parcel of our life, because that's a living source, right?
Yes,
That's how we
yes,
live.
definitely.
We source so many things using money. So I think, yes, a little bit of freedom that we need to give to the kids is very important. That freedom of using the money. Maybe they'll make mistakes. Maybe they'll overspend. Maybe they'll not spend on the right things. But they will learn from their own mistakes. It's very, very important to understand that these things they need to experience what is exchange, and that exchange will happen only when we give them a little bit of freedom with money, like what I did with my son. Okay, and it is a controlled thing. We are not talking about, okay, giving them a lot of money and asking them to spend as and how they want. It can be in a controlled environment. A controlled amount can be given, a certain amount can be given, and let them actually go and spend. Let them go to the shops. I mean, I clearly remember also this one thing, Amnish. Whenever you used to go to any toy shop when you were very young, maybe when you were maybe 5, 6 or whatever, 7, 8 years, uh, whenever you wanted to buy something,
Yeah.
do you remember? I used to always tell you, okay, you want to buy a toy in this shop, my budget is XYZ.
Yes.
You remember? I used to always tell you, I used to give you an amount. Okay, my budget is 100 rupees, my budget is 500 rupees. So pick up whatever is fits into this budget. I am not spending more than that. So do you think that also helped you in kind of choosing the toys in such a way that you did not repeat, or you did not buy the same thing over and again, and you thought that that really affected your decision making of buying at that point of time?
Yes, it definitely.
And how did that happen?
Like, when you used to give me a certain amount for spending, I used to find that one unique item which was the most appealing to me, and I used to buy that. So, and then slowly and slowly, as the amounts kept changing, so sometimes it was less, sometimes it was more, but then I always had a certain unique thing which I still own now, and it has been helpful.
Okay, so I'll say that me giving you that budgeting thing helped you.
Yes, it did, definitely.
It did help you, like, okay, because then maybe it made you mindful about buying.
Yeah.
So otherwise what happens is, what I've seen with kids, they normally go on buying the same thing. Maybe they'll buy a car, again they'll buy another car, they'll buy. So I'm just saying that they'll keep on buying the repeated, and the parents keep on telling them, "Arey, we have this. Why you want to buy this? This toy already is at home."
Yeah.
The parents keep on telling them that. So why are you buying? So what I want to ask you is that budgeting has helped you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so good. So I can definitely convey this message to the parents who are watching this, that yes, this is very important, that whenever whatever is the age of your child, the child starts understanding money right from the age of 4, 5. Actually we underestimate that they don't understand, but they do understand money right from that age. So why not we give our child that freedom? So even if you go to buy a chocolate for a child when the child is 5, 6 years of age, give the money, the actual money, maybe the paper, the coins, whatever, and ask the child to pay it to the shopkeeper. Let the child give it to the shopkeeper, so that the child has that experience of giving and getting something. And then they start sensing, okay, it's that what we have to do. One thing is that. Secondly, like what I did with my son, and this was just an experiment that I did with him, and it worked very well, is what I'm seeing right now, is budgeting. So, whenever we entered any toy shop, whenever we entered anything where he said that, okay, I want to buy this, I always had this on my mind that I always gave him a budget. I told him that, okay, you can buy, but if the budget is this, it cannot exceed beyond this amount. And like what he mentioned right now, you must have heard that he said that that really helped him making decision of what to buy. So the difference between the need and the want is, it starts from here. Many a times we need to tell the children that what is the difference between the need and a want. So a need is something that really they don't have it, and they want to buy it over there, and a want is okay, they just want it. It's not needed, they already have it. But a need is something that, okay, that they don't have with them and they want to buy that. That is a need. So the kids start understanding the importance of that, and then we don't have those repetitive toys, and then the parents don't have to get upset about it that they don't understand the value of money. Because I have parents coming and complaining to me that how do we teach our kids the importance of money? So the only way to teach them the importance of money is to give them that freedom to handle money. We have to understand that is very, very important. And like I said, one more very important thing that we have been doing is that I think, Avnish, everything, whenever we had this, anything that we buy in the house, any item, maybe it is even a household item, or even if you're planning to buy something new gadget or something, I think we have always taken your consent. We have included you in the decision.
Yes.
Even if it is a phone, maybe even if it is a small phone, or even if it is something else, we have always wanted you to be a part and parcel of that decision, right? So you tell me, when we used to include you, did you find it boring, or did you find it okay? Did you ever, did that question ever pop up in your mind that why are they telling me all this? This is something that they need to handle, the parents. Why are they asking me to sit and listen to all the discussions and about the money and all? So did you ever feel that way? And of course, and how did it help you, or it did not help you?
But well, in the beginning, when you made, like, ever since you've started making me a part of the whole decision making, like, we're buying an item, we're buying this sofa or whatever. In the beginning it was boring, because I used to think that why are you telling me this? You're getting it for yourself, right? So, but then you explained it to me. Okay, you can also make use of it somehow, and then we're doing this kind of thing. We're spending this much, and then later on, nowadays I feel that all of us as a collective group, like, we're a family, so. The decision making does not only depend on you and my dad, but it also, when you involve me in it, I can also give my give my point. So, and this one thing, like, few months back, my dad was about to get a new television, and like, even my mom was on it, like, okay, yeah, we can get it. But then I said, "Ki, like, do you want it? Like, is it really necessary? Because we already have a really good television set, right? So why to get another? Plus this, I don't like the gathering of, my dad is a very techie guy, so he likes to gather all the gadgets in one place and keep messing with them. I was very fed up of it. I just said, don't get any more. I am happy with what we have. So you making me a part of that decision made me realize, like, okay, we don't actually need it.
Yes, and I'm
So
really,
that's the difference between need and want. So it was not necessary at that time, and right now we're doing really good. We have forgotten about it now that we ever needed that television set.
Seriously. So see, this is what I'm talking about. When you include your children in the decision making of buying of household things or anything, even if a bigger house you're planning to buy, or you're planning to buy even the smallest thing like a phone or a television or anything in the house, when you actually include the kids, the teenagers especially, and you make them a part and parcel of that decision making, it really helps, because it is helping them also. Like what Avnish said right now, he just questioned us. Why do you need a TV? We already have it. Why you want another one? So he clearly did understand the difference between the need and the want. And this is how we have to cultivate the importance of money in kids. I normally find parents, and I'm not going to blame the parents over here or anything, but this is how we have been brought up by our own parents, So there's a traditional way of parenting that we still follow. And when it comes to money, it is a very, very sensitive topic in any family. And our parents, maybe, we could see them struggle, or we could not see them, whatever. Each one has grown in their own environment. But we could understand, okay, this much is there and we should utilize only in that amount and all that. But today's youngsters and then parents, they also have one more thing. Since we couldn't get what we wanted when we were youngsters, And now we feel that, okay, we are in a position to give it to my kids, then why not give it to them? So parents tend to many a times overspend on their children, or many a times they also get things which the kids actually do not require or do not need without even asking them, because they feel that, okay, in my childhood I wanted this, and I did not get it because yes, my parents couldn't afford at that point of time. Why not give it to my child when we can afford it? Fine, a very fair point, no doubt about it. It's a good point, it's a fair point, you should. But then also think about it, that when you give it to the child so easily and when they get it on a platter like this, and later on when we expect them to understand the importance of money, it is not going to happen. It's going to be difficult. It will happen eventually, but it is going to be difficult. So we have to be very mindful as parents also. And this I have seen in the new generation, that they, okay, हमको नहीं मिला बचपन में तो हम बच्चों को क्यों ना दे, हम देंगे. We are in a position to give. Of course, you are in a position to give. No one is questioning your position. The point over here is that the child पे क्या असर हो रहा है, what is happening with the kid, how is the kid's mentality going to build up with that? Because then again the kids are not going to understand the importance of money, because they feel कि okay, the moment I ask something, my parents are there to serve me. So we need to be little mindful about what we give to our kids, making them understand the difference between need and want is one thing. And yes, like what Avnish said, money matters. It's everything. It is all about everything. Money is about everything. So this whole concept, that then this has to be given importance, and they have to, I think parents also need to do one very important thing, that don't scare away the child when it comes to money, because there's a lot of fear. Okay, we have a lot of these things, common dialogues that parents tell their kids when a kid demands something. Parents will say, ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है, पैसे थोड़ी ना पेड़ पे उगते हैं, आपको पता है क्या कितनी मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, ये करना पड़ता है. Yes, of course करनी पड़ती है, वो भी बच्चा आगे चल के करेगा. इधर it is going to do the same thing what you are doing. The child will also learn to earn money, definitely. But you don't need to tell the child, you don't have to put that fear in the child that, okay, money earning is very hard. It's hard to earn money, or it's difficult to earn money, and money is something, जो बहुत पहाड़ चढ़ने पड़ते हैं उसके लिए. Don't make it like that. Tell the child that, okay, right now I can afford, okay, but I will not. Or maybe we don't have it right now, we are not in the capacity. Parents really need to sit up to the child and tell them that, okay, we don't want to do it, we can't spare this amount on this XYZ thing that you are asking right now. It's not about the scarcity, it's about spending mindfully on what is needed. So the child can definitely be, you can make the child sit down and understand that, okay, we have it, but we would want to spend it on something else which is more useful, more needful, rather than spending on this what you are asking, which is may not be useful. So this is very important. This is how you inculcate the sense of responsibility in the child about money. This is how we inculcate the importance of money in a child's mind without inculcating fear along with it. Because that's one thing that parents normally do. Money, they're scared, that, okay, it's so difficult, it has to be given this, and that should not happen. Please do not let your child be scared of money. The child needs to understand money. It's important to understand money. The moment you understand money, you can grow money. And kids need to even understand, like we discuss with Avnish many a times, me and my husband, we tell him these different kind of investments that are there, because he is now already 18. So we discuss कि okay, there are investments, पैसे से पैसा grow होता है, this happens. We feel they are too young to understand all this. No, they are not too young to understand. They already have been studying, and they already have this little bit of idea about money and all. So we should also tell them that how money helps to grow, how money can grow money, what are these investments, what is mutual fund, what is fixed deposit, why you have to put the money in the bank. All these small things, if you keep on educating your kids, they will definitely understand the importance of money. Uske liye kuch extra nahi karna padega. Just include them in your financial things of the house. Just talk to them about money very openly without shying away. So I think that is what must have helped Avnish also to understand the importance of money. What do you say, Avnish?
Yes, and also remember one thing, having a financial idea gives you individuality. It makes as a whole as an individual. Like it'll complete you basically. or it will give you the idea about the what is out there in the world. So have a sense of it, and you can always take up part-time jobs or anything whatever you want, but have a sense of financial, have an idea about finances basically. That's
Yeah,
what I was.
yeah, that's a very good point that is making. So, before we wind up on this finances thing, I would like to just point out two or three things, which the parents should do, because since these questions pop up quite a lot when I do counselings and parents ask me that, how do I make my child understand the importance of money? The first thing I will tell the parents, that the one thing is that right from the childhood, maybe from the age of, okay, 4 5 years, or even if now, give them a piggy bank, give them that sense of having their own money, small amount, and then also encourage them to spend from that saving, so they understand, okay, I have xyz amount saved, and today if I have to buy this, then that becomes minus that amount. So they start calculating in their mind, because finally they're humans, we are going to calculate it, so they're going to calculate it. So one thing is that introduce your kids to money as early as possible. And for the teenagers, the parents of teenagers, like I said, that have a bank account and give them that freedom. Attach the bank account with a minimum amount of money, whatever you can keep in the account, with their phone pay or with whatever the digital things that we use nowadays, and let them spend out of it. Let them understand, let them spend for their travel and everything, and you can always put. Secondly, pocket money, yes, it is given. I'm not sure now how much we really give the money in, person. I mean, now digital thing has come up, but when you give the pocket money also, you can always ask them, so what have you, what you can ask for an account. So how did you spend it? What did you spend on? It should not be an inspection, or it should not be like an inspection kind of a thing, but very politely ask your child, so I gave this amount was given, so what have you spent on? Can you let me know? And maybe the child has spent on something which is not that necessary and all, but you don't need to scold the child for it. You can always say, okay, next time rethink about when you're doing this. Fine, this time you have done it, but rethink about it. So they will make mistakes. We as parents also, we may have made mistakes. We may have had, our purchases may have been, wrong at many times. So let the child also experience that. So firstly, introduce the child at early stage about money. Secondly, include the child and give the child that financial freedom, let the child spend, let the child understand money. Okay. And thirdly, I would like to say that include the child in the decision making, any financial decision making in the house. The child has to be included, because like I said, they have their own perspectives, they have their own views, so their views and their perspectives also need to be welcomed about whenever there's a purchase happening in a family. They need to become a part and parcel. Maybe at that point of time they may not add, but then later on, as and how they become a part and parcel of this decision making, they also start understanding. And this is how you educate your child about finance, about money, and about the importance of money and how to spend it mindfully and consciously. So that's it that we wanted to share with you in this episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and stay tuned for many more.